Welcome to episode 33 of Inclusion with Mansi. I'm your host, Mansi Chandorkar. Each week, we're going to discuss various areas of inclusion and how you can be an inclusion champion. We aim to move beyond just awareness into acceptance and embracing differences. Today, we are going to be in conversation with Adi Dev. Hi Adidev, welcome to Inclusion with Mansi. Can you please introduce yourself to the listeners?
Hi, I am Aditya Bishnoi. I am a student at MRV, Rishikul Vidyalaya. I am in grade 7 and I had been diagnosed with dyscalculia, dyspraxia and dysgraphia from a very early age.
Before we get into the details of what these diagnoses are and what they mean to you, can you tell the listeners what are your hobbies and what do you think are your strengths?
My hobbies are I love to create stuff. For example, I love to build Lego. I like to make 3D paper models. It is just very fruitful and it is almost meditative and relaxing.
Oh, that's lovely. What else do you like to do apart from playing with Lego and creating things?
So I like to read books a lot and I also often cycle in my locality.
Oh, so you love indoor and outdoor things to do. That's really nice. Can you tell us what do you think is your strength?
I am very creative. Of course, I am very kind, empathetic, and gentle. I think those are my strengths.
And those are beautiful qualities to have. So you mentioned three diagnoses earlier. Can you tell the listeners what those diagnoses mean because they might not be familiar with them?
So
What do they mean to you?
basically, dyscalculia is basically problem with understanding math concept conceptually, not with the solving math. So when I was in grade 3 and 4, I would have problems trying to comprehend what the teacher was saying. So I couldn't grasp the concept you would say. And I would always get my sums wrong because I hadn't properly understood the concept.
Yeah, so that's how dyscalculia affected you. What about what's dysgraphia?
Dysgraphia is struggle in writing. So this struggle in writing affected me in exam paper. So when I was writing the English paper, I would finish the comprehension section, but couldn't write the composition because it was too long. And social studies was also not a easy paper to do because there is a lot of writing involved.
Yeah, so uh, writing lengthy stuff was tough for you. And what is dyspraxia?
Dyspraxia is basically problem in hand-eye coordination. So as a result, I'm often very bumpy, and due to my dyspraxia, I have faced bullying in the grade in my school years.
So it is to do with movement and balance. So what is something that you did to help you with dyspraxia?
So I used to go for occupational therapy (OT) sessions to help my muscles get stronger and make me less bumpy. I for also for a change, I changed my diet from a very carb heavy one. I chose a lighter, more vegan diet over it to help boost my immunity and concentration.
So going for OT and changing your diet did make a lot of difference to you. And what is some support that you got for your dyscalculia and dysgraphia?
For my dyscalculia, I visited Alpa and Rupali ma'am. So they helped me understand math in lots of fun ways. And as for the school, they give me extra time, 15 minutes extra time for the math, English, and social studies paper. As for my due to my dyscalculia and dysgraphia.
So can you tell us what are some fun things that you learned with Alpa teacher and Rupali ma'am? What are some fun strategies that have really worked for you and you still remember and use them?
Yeah. For I learned a lot, but these two have stood out to me the most. So for the bid mass sums, the brackets and mass indices, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction sum. The Avengers technique helped me a lot using my favorite characters from the Avengers. The operators were the Avengers, and the problem to solve would be Thanos or the evil or the villain.
Oh, that's quite exciting. So, have some characters that you enjoy, then I'm sure that you made you math look not so scary for you anymore after these characters came in, right?
That didn't look scary, and I started performing very well in math as a student.
Oh, this is so nice to hear that in spite of having so many difficulties, you are not averse to any of the subjects, but you put in that effort. And now, because of all the different strategies that you have learned, you're getting much better at each of them. Can you tell us what are some things teachers can keep in mind if they have a student like you in their classroom?
uh, every student is different, so tricks that work for me might not work for another student. But one thing I would tell say to teachers is that incorporate visual and audio elements in your learning to make it more engaging, attractive, and fun for the not only special students but the whole class to learn, because these making the lesson more fun boosts confidence, and it helps the students perform overall better.
Absolutely, including all the different kinds of learning styles, then caters to everyone's need in the class and has everyone listening and paying attention to what's happening. So, that's some good advice that you've given. What is something that you would like to tell parents when they realize that their child is different and has a diagnosis?
One thing I would tell parents is encourage what your child is good at. For example, my mother encouraged me to create a lot of stuff. For example, I had a bad day at school. I would come in and I would build Lego, because, as I said, it's almost meditative and it helps me in the to get into my happy zone. And when I'm in my happy zone, I function overall better, not in academics but as a person.
Yeah, overall, being happy as a person, I think, is far more important, and then everything else follows after that, right? Academics will come, you will do much better if you're in a happier mind space than when you're not, right? Okay, what is some advice that you would like to give other students when they are just realizing that they are different and they have some kind of diagnosis?
One thing I would say is do not make your difference your weakness. Make your difference your strength. Because if you accept that difference and make it part of you, you will not overall be better in academics but be a more happier person instead.
Oh, I love this message that you're giving out to everyone else. It is very encouraging coming from someone who has been there, has faced challenges, and knows that it's okay to be different, right? We all are different and have our own strengths and own weaknesses, and that's true for not just neurodiverse individuals but also for neurotypical individuals. Is there any um, is there any achievement that you would like to share with the listeners, something that you did?
I would like to share with my listeners that despite my dysgraphia, I came third in a English handwriting competition, because it was just such a great victory for me, because it enabled me to see how far I have come from the stage of not being able to complete an English paper to winning the handwriting competition.
That's awesome. That I know it can feel really amazing that working on your struggles and then being awarded for doing really well in one of those areas can feel really awesome. That's very cool to hear. Congratulations. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the listeners before we end today's episode?
Yes, I would like to share that again, that differences are not weaknesses, they are just part of you. You have to accept that and nurture it, and only then you will be a better person and an individual.
That's a lovely message that you've given, Adidev. Thank you so much for coming on Inclusion with Mansi. I hope we can stay in touch and I can see how you grow and what are the cool things that you do in life later on. Thank you for tuning in to Inclusion with Mansi. If you have enjoyed today's episode, do share the podcast with your family and friends. I would love to hear your feedback. You can connect with me on my Facebook page or Instagram at Inclusion with Mansi. You may also email me at inclusionwithmansi@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, remember to share our similarities and celebrate our differences.